What's up, everybody? This is Jose from Southern Life.
And Katie.
And today we're going to commute through Birmingham, Alabama at 6 o'clock at night. Birmingham, Alabama is notorious for being one of the worst traffic cities in the country. And we were just stuck in a traffic jam in the outskirts for like a good 45 minutes. So now we're on 65 heading northbound into the city. So we'll get to see what rush hour Birmingham traffic looks like. Right now, it doesn't look too bad, but as we approach the city, we'll find out that Birmingham traffic can really suck. It's a beautiful city to drive through if you've never driven through it. So let's do this. And you guys know that we used to live about an hour south of here, so we used to do a lot of videos up here back in the day. But nowadays, we're living a little bit further from that. So our Alabama videos need to be cherished since they're few and far between. But Alabama is still the number 2 state on our channel for viewership. So it's a beautiful, beautiful drive, 65 heading northbound. Kate, what are your thoughts?
I have missed it. Like, the nature and stuff like that. I don't really miss too many people here. I don't. Yeah, I stand by that statement. But I do miss the beauty and the nature, but not the litter. The
litter bugs
is still an eyesore.
Don't fall asleep on me.
I'm good.
Keep up with that traffic, boy.
I am.
And according to the phone, from here to the downtown Birmingham will take us 24 minutes, and the slowdown has now cleared. So later on in the day, this is all gridlocked. It's kind of cleared up a little bit now. And we're gonna drive clear through Birmingham. We might get out and do some hood drive rounds on a different video. I'm not sure. It just seems like it's the second most dangerous city in the country, so it's almost not worth getting out and seeing the neighborhoods. And my recent comments about bed bugs and stuff haven't really sat too well.
Oh, no.
And comments about bed bugs haven't sat too well with the locals, so that happened.
What happened?
My comments about the bed bugs didn't sit too well with the locals.
No.
Yeah.
But is it not true?
Katie, they're never gonna welcome us back now.
They're not welcoming us now. We're like not telling nobody we're here.
Yeah. Whoa, easy there, buddy. Pick a lane, man.
I was in a lane.
I love this car because before you say I was an idiot, now the car is telling you you're an idiot too. No, it's not just me telling you you're an idiot. The car's telling you you're an idiot too.
Car tells you you're an idiot a lot.
Yeah. But I'm the one paying for it, so I can do all the crap I want. I paid good money for this car. Well, at least we don't have the dash crack anymore. We have the dash radar sensor.
Yeah. That like determines how many car lengths you can drive.
Yeah. But if I put the camera just a little bit higher up here, I might be able to get out of the shot, get a perfect shot. It's never gonna be perfect. I mean, you have a windshield between you and the road, so it's always gonna show up.
Yeah. I love driving into
Birmingham is a nice city to drive through. If a semi-truck is passing you, you're driving like an idiot. If a semi-truck is passing you, you're driving like an idiot.
Sorry. I got you.
Speed up, man.
I am.
You're just a law-abiding citizen. Like, well, the speed limit says 65, so I can't go 66.
We're averaging 36 miles per gallon.
That's even with the slowdown and everything.
Yeah.
That's what's got 36 miles for the whole trip.
Yeah.
Focus on the road and not your little gas mileage gauge. Yeah. It's a beautiful city to drive into. Miles per gallon since we left home. Easy there, buddy.
Well, you got all these curves and whatnot.
Yeah, that's why you hold onto the wheel and drive around.
I am.
You don't know how to drive for crap.
Cállate.
Speed up, bro. Keep up with the cars.
Be quiet or you
don't know how. I don't want to drive. I want you to drive so I can make fun of your driving.
Exactly. Then you can drive next time.
You don't go tell me what to do. I'm my own man, make my own rules. And voy a ir al médico, para que tú sepas. No, no, tú estás agitando, mami, ahora, con guapería y nada de eso. Ya, conmigo no va a
Tú
ser.
eres no está médico
Your
en
English,
Cuba.
your Spanish is Peggy Hilled out, bro. You're a Peggy Hill. You're very Peggy. Peggy Hill. Hola, señora. Your name is
I'm
Peggy
thinking something awful, but if I said it on camera, you'd probably like hit me.
Hill. I would, man. You think I put my hands on you? In Alabama? I have enough problems already.
I'll be right to your old funeral.
Yeah, I have enough problems already without that.
Yeah.
Seems like we missed the traffic, luckily.
Yeah, we're
This crap was all
averaging
right earlier.
36.7 miles per gallon.
Since we left home. Well, there's a car just like ours, but in white.
Yeah.
Sweet deal, man.
They got the Crimson Tide license plate.
They got that Pepsi pad. And that Pepsi pad passion pad. You know that ain't right. People in Alabama don't really speak like that. That Pepsi pad passion pad. Some of them do though. You gotta find a special one to get that. You got that good of an accent. You get that Pepsi pad passion pad down there. We never had a Pepsi pad passion pad when we lived in Alabama. Pepsi pad passion pad. Yeah, Pepsi pad passion pad. I'm sure that sounds better with a pipe in your mouth. Well, Willie, you want to drive through the hoods of Birmingham?
No.
I guess not, man.
I mean, if you were driving, I'd go, but
Yeah, you don't really have a choice.
what?
You wouldn't really have a choice there, would you?
Yeah.
That Bama down there. No, people in Birmingham don't talk like that. People on the outskirts of Birmingham make love like that. Now, come here, pull that head in. Come here, baby. You get that little shot pack right there and put it in and pull it.
Jose.
What, can't do this on camera?
No.
Sorry. Hey, you get a pack of that.
No.
Hey, I've been picking to do today. All right, y'all. You know, these people in Alabama, they really, well, there's no nice way of saying it, really. They don't have good Mexican food in Alabama. In fact, they don't even know what Mexican food is.
Yeah.
Bless
their heart.
Bless their hearts. They've never had
They
Mexican.
think anything that is a step above Taco Bell is good Mexican
Bless
food.
their hearts. They don't know
Bless
Mexican
their
food.
hearts.
They've never had real Mexican food.
No.
It's like Mexican food in Alabama. Look at this guy's wheel.
Oh my gosh.
He's from Texas too, man.
Oof.
Is he aware that his axle's about to like pop off, man?
Oh my gosh.
No, pop off that axle,
I'm
man.
gonna pass this dude.
Yeah, you definitely do.
Yeah.
Axle about to pop off, man. Pop off with the top off. Hey, got that Bama down there. Whoa, down there. That no.
Well, do you want me to smack into other
No,
people?
smacking it up. And this is what really Birmingham was like.
Yeah.
Well, now you're really in Birmingham traffic. Before you were just beating around that bush down there. You weren't really whacking nothing. That didn't sound right.
And we caught up with Buddy over there with the bad axle.
I don't know what it is. It's not the axle. It's the.
Tie rod?
I don't know. They have tie rods in the back. I think in the back it's just I don't know what the crap it's called in the back.
That wheel looked like it's about to pop off. Suspension issue?
I'm not sure.
Whatever it is, it looks scary.
I mean, in the front it's called a. Oh, really in Birmingham.
Oh, yeah.
B to the ham to the jam damn right here, man. This is what it's really like. And we've actually missed the bulk of it. We've missed it. This is usually like an hour. You can be stuck in this for over an hour driving through Birmingham.
Like 6,
Especially,
19.
and today, it's not even like a Monday. It's, you know.
It's Friday.
It's a Friday. That means
all the traffic should be in that direction.
You're right. People heading to the beach for the weekend. So we're not even in. This ain't even it. I wouldn't even say that's traffic. Had that passing pay. I think that the people of Alabama have been waiting for us to come back. They miss us.
I'm sure the comment section will just be lovely.
You in my hood, though.
Yeah.
There's always that's always a comment on any large city in America. This guy's in my hood, though. And I'm sure they put emphasis on it. It's just the way they're not just like, oh, this guy's in my hood. No, it's never this guy's in my hood. It's this guy's in my hood, though. It's like a hood, you know what I mean? You gotta grunt while you say that. You can't just say, oh, this guy's in my hood, you know, or hey, that guy's in my hood. No, it's this guy's in my hood, though. You know, well, we'll be here for a while.
Yeah.
This is the reality of being in Birmingham traffic.
Yeah.
You know?
Hey.
In Florida, I scream at people in traffic, but
No, do not do that.
Don't do that here.
No.
A Florida man, Alabama man has a solution to you screaming at them, and you can get
in
out.
Alabama, when I refer to him, I'll do Joe or Lumpy unless we're like alone, like in the car.
Because here's Katie, like a great story. Me and Katie were in this restaurant in Alabama, right? It's like, I think was it Maplesville? I don't know where the crowd. It was one of those like really, really redneck places.
Yeah.
Like the type of places where you don't take a Jose. I can't remember where it was. It was somewhere very redneck. No, it was at the hardware store, Melvin's. I can't remember where it was. It was one of those places.
We were at a gas station in Ohio.
That too. You did it there, but you've done it in Alabama already.
You're in Ohio.
Yes, that did happen to us in Ohio, but it also happened to us in Alabama. I'm pretty sure it was Maplesville. You did it in Ohio too. There's an Ohio version of that story. But we're in like this backwards like place, like in the middle, like where the type of place where you definitely don't take a Jose. Like, you know, like there's like people outside without t-shirts, and you know, people are wearing mullets with their whole family. Like the wife's got a mullet, the husband's got a mullet, the little 2-year-old's got a mullet.
That lake?
Yeah, we're done that way. So the whole family's got mullet. You know, people are outside without t-shirts. You know, there's more pipes than there are teeth in people's mouth. That type of place. And here we walk into the store, and here's Katie. And I'm like, please, Katie. I'm like, I walked inside of the store, and I forgot to tell Katie, because Katie's her observational skills are a little bit delayed. So I walk in there, and I'm just trying to like stay out of the radar, because I'm looking around, and there's people like open carry and stuff, and like you can just tell this is definitely a type of place where there's a curfew on certain people. It's that type of place, you know? We walk in there, and I'm already a little nervous, and I'm like, I hope Katie doesn't do what I think she's gonna do. And I'm like, oh, I hope Katie doesn't do what I think I know she's heading this direction. What's Katie saying? Across the store, like 5 aisles away. What do you scream?
Jose!
Jose! Everybody, like, in the whole store looked at her like, there's a freaking Jose in here. And she still doesn't get it. Jose! And I'm like, okay, at this point, I looked over there too, like, I don't know what's wrong with her. Like, I'm talking to people at this point. I'm like, I don't know, man. It better not be no dang Jose. Because I'm scared. This is like the type of place where you know Jose's not supposed to be there, you know? And she's up, Jose! And I'm like, man, I'm over here. I'm at this point, I'm starting a conversation, but like, man, there better not be no dang Jose in here. Guy cracks up, you know, I break the ice with everybody. But it's like, yeah, there better not be a Jose in here. And I'm like, Jose! Bring yourself over here with that red t-shirt you're wearing. And I'm over here like, I'm over here like, oh no. And she still hasn't figured out that these people are not kind to Jose's in this area. Cause she goes like for a Jose! I'm like, oh no, this woman, and then like a sheriff, out of all, like if this scenario wasn't bad enough, like a sheriff walks in. You know how these sheriffs walk in, they got their hat, you know, they wear their cowboy hat. He's wearing like, you know, his gray pants, he's got a short sleeve shirt. He's kind of like a white guy, kind of, you know, got a real tan to him. Muscular, maybe in his, like, he's probably 44 years old, but can still run pretty good, you know. He walks in there, and everybody looks at him and looks at you. And you're, again, for like a fifth time, Jose, come here, they got gyros over here. And I'm like, the cop looks at her like, huh, I don't know what the crap you were pointing out. It wasn't worth me dying, I'll tell you that much. Whatever the crap you were pointing out in this little hick town in Alabama was not worth me dying. I'm like walking outside. Sheriff's like, everything okay in here? It's kind of tense when I walked in. You know, like, they're like, well, yeah. I was like, oh, you might want to take a look around, see if there's something you might like. You know, and he looks like, I guess it's not his first rodeo. He takes his little batoon out. He's like hitting it with his hand. Like, he's like, all right. Like,
where was this?
This might have been like in Mapleville or like out somewhere like in the middle of nowhere in Alabama, like the type of place where Jose doesn't go. And you were like, Jose! I swear, when you said Jose, everybody there was like, not up in here. Okay, what did the, you know, like, you just, and you didn't catch it. So I go and I sit back in the car. There's like 5 guys standing outside the store, like taking their shirts off and like pulling out like brass knuckles and stuff. And you're in there like, Jose, why'd you leave? I'm like, because we're going to beat him up. That's why. And they're all laughing. I get back in the car. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to have to leave Katie here because it's getting way too hot.
You didn't.
I did leave. Apparently, you didn't really even, you didn't, the whole time I came back for you. You're outside like, well, Jose, where were you? I'm like, dying, possibly? What the crap is wrong with you? It's like you have no observational skills whatsoever.
I don't see, like, why people should be like that.
Right, but they don't see why Jose should be there. That's what they don't see. That's not the time or the place to have that conversation with those people. You also did it in Ohio. Yes, you did do it in Ohio. We're in Southern Ohio. Same type of scenario. Was it the pizza place?
No.
Or was it?
A gas station.
A gas station in Ohio.
A really nice gas station.
It was still in Ohio. Like the type of place in Ohio where you're just like, you walk in, same type of deal. Jose!
They had a whole section of Cuba memorabilia.
Of what?
Cuba memorabilia.
In a gas station in Ohio, Katie.
Yes!
Listen to what you just said. They had Cuba memorabilia.
Cuban.
In a gas station in Ohio.
Yeah.
That doesn't even happen in Hialeah.
But they did.
I don't know what it was that you wanted to point out to me. Again, I'm in this gas station in Ohio, and it's like Southern Ohio has parts that are almost like Alabama. Like there's parts of Southern Ohio that are like, well, we're gonna die. You know?
I guess there might have been like a Cuban community there because
I don't think so, Katie, because when you said Jose, everybody in that gas station was like, they just looked at each other, and then they like blew it off. Like, there's no way there's a Jose in here. So I'm just like, okay, let's just blow it off. Jose! Even louder since I ignored you the first. And by the way, she doesn't stop. When I ignore her, like when we're in a sketchy like place like that, and she's like, Jose! I'm like, okay, let me just ignore that. So that just encourages her to be even louder. Jose! Come here, honey, I want to show you this. And these people are like looking at each other like, she said Jose. Like that's what I heard. And I play it off. I'm wide enough to play it off. I'm like, man, I don't know what I heard. I don't even know what that is. So then they're like, whatever, man, it's not a big
Next
deal.
time that happens, you can just act like I have dementia.
No, I do the same exact thing always. I walk away from you. I pretend I'm angry about it and I walk away. That's what I do. It works great because then they think I'm just like, man, that guy walked away. That's a solid dude right there. Well, what do I do when you do that? I'm just like, oh, Jose.
I don't know who that is.
Better not be a Jose in here. That's all I'm saying. So yeah, that's kind of what Katie does. Like, she puts me on the spot. You also did this somewhere else, and like, she doesn't get clues. Like,
I really don't.
yeah, like, you don't get the clue.
I have like some kind of disorder.
Jose. Oh my gosh, is that saying? You know, like, and she does it in like the most like the place in Alabama. I knew you were gonna do it. I just knew. I walked in here. I'm like, man, Katie better not start saying Jose up in here. I'm just like, let me just walk away from her to make sure she doesn't even try to talk to me. Sure, Jose. Why do you do these things to me?
Well, if you ever walk away
I'm
again,
thinking,
I'm just gonna like
I'm thinking
spend
like,
your
what
money.
horrible thing did I do to this woman for her to try to get me whacked like this? You know, like, what horrible thing have I done to you that deserves getting called Jose out in public in a little hick town? You know? It's like, then that's the thing that people don't understand. Like, a normal person, Jeffrey, come over here, look at this. It just sounds like you have a nagging wife. There's a difference between sounding like you have a nagging wife and in sounding like you're about to like perish. There's different, like if it was a Jeffrey, come over here and look at these little apples, they're right there. Then it's like everybody in the guy's just like, man, I don't know how Jeffrey can deal with this one. But that's not even the first thought that comes to mind. If it's a Jeffrey, they're like, Jeffrey's got a nagging wife. Okay, that sucks. Well, it sucks to be him, right? Came and walked to a gas station when I was trying to spend money on some stupid tourist crap.
Now they're thinking, oh, what a bad little guy. He left his wife in the store.
They thought you were trying to, like, they're all like, ma'am, is it Jose bothering you? We'll handle this right here, right now. We've been looking to do something for the community lately. I'm just like, yeah, man, we're gonna find this guy. He ain't gonna come around here anymore. That's what I've done my whole time in Alabama, just pretend to be somebody I'm not. And when I did pretend to be me, it was horrible. But like, one time I got a flat tire, and this is in Montgomery.
Pretend to be you, you are you.
Pretend to be someone else. So this is in Montgomery. Oh, this car gets less than 10 miles per gallon when you're in a traffic jam.
Most cars do.
That's bad.
Yeah.
And this is a very common car. You're getting 40 on the highway, but in a traffic jam you're getting less than 10. That's interesting. Well, anyways, like I was saying, there's this one time I got this is horrendous.
This is what Birmingham traffic looks like.
Yeah, this sucks.
Heading north.
Heading in any direction, really. Yeah. This isn't as bad as it gets either. It's 6:30. We already lost the worst part of it's already gone. It was worse than this earlier. The thing about Birmingham is there's all these mountains, and there's no grid pattern, and there's no main roads. Like, you look at Miami, you have like 36, you got 54, 74. There's like a grid pattern of roads. There's no grid pattern here. Because of the mountains, it's just random, windy, snaking roads in all directions. It is a nightmare. The city has a traffic nightmare. I mean, this is like on par with New York City. Well, anyways, except for in New York City, people figure out to ride bicycles and stuff and get out of it. Here, they haven't figured that part out. There's like nobody's figured out they can get through here with a motorcycle quicker. Well, anyways, so then I'm in Montgomery and I get a flat tire. I'm in the Montgomery area, right outside of Montgomery, in the outskirts of Montgomery, in the suburbs versus like country. And I get a flat tire. I'm changing my tire, and this old dude comes up. And he's like, man, I didn't have the right jack. So the old guy this guy's old. I mean, he's like in his 70s, maybe even later than that. He was healthy. And he starts helping me change my tire. He brings a big jack. I didn't have a big jack on me. I had a small jack and it wasn't enough. I was trying to put brakes underneath it and all that. He had a big jack, so he opens his truck lid, pulls out a big jack, and I'm using his jack to jack up my trailer. And finally, I'm able to get this thing off and put the other tire on it. And while he's helping me change his tire, this guy goes, well, I sure as crap don't like Hispanic people. You know, if you weren't born here, you don't belong. He pulls one of those, you know? He pulls a whole, it's a good thing Trump's on their butts and getting them all sent back where they belong. And I'm like, yeah, can't. What am I supposed to do now? I'm using this man. I need this man's jack. He's speed up, pick up, baby. I mean, what am I supposed to do? See, you got cut off for being an idiot. See that? Now you're an idiot. So this guy is like helping me change a tire, but he's also very, very anti-Hispanic. This guy is just, he's going off. He's helping me change his tire. I mean, think about it. This guy's like 70 years old, pulls over to help me change a tire, and then starts talking about how he don't like Spanish people. What am I supposed to do? Me either. I can't stand them. And he's like, what's your name, sir? I'm like, oh, my name is Billy Bob Jean Bob. He's like, well, that's a strange name. I'm like, I know, that's what I thought. And I just said like, whoa, you're driving? Well, that's like the first thing that came to mind. I was like, Joe Billy Bob Bean Bob, you know? Joe Billy Bob Bean Bob or something. He's like, man, that's a strange name. I don't know what my mother was thinking when she gave birth to me in Alabama. Montgomery to be exact. So I'm just like, no, I'm taking on, I'm role playing at this point with this guy, you know? And he's not letting me change his tire. He's like, man, I got you, man. I'm like, oh, sir, you know, I'm a young fella. He's like, young man, you're a working class man. Do you know how hard it is to find a young man like you that's working right now? Crap, they're all on food stamps and disability. And I'm sitting there like, yeah, because they're not Cuban. But inside I'm like,
sure.
He's like, and then here's where he messed up. He said, I remember the coined phrase that this man said was, a Hispanic sure can waste a white man's time. That was his key phrase. And I was like, at that point, I was like, man, they sure will. I grabbed a rag, I cleaned my hands, and I sat there and let him change the tire for me. The key phrase he said was, man, a Hispanic sure will waste a white man's time. And I was like, you're right, my brother. I put my hands, I patted him on the back, let him change the tire, put it back on, and I drove off listening to Cumbia Kings or something.
He turned around. He's like, oh.
Yeah. You weren't with me that day.
I was with you.
Oh, you were with me that day? Well,
yeah.
Why the crap weren't you helping me?
I was.
But you weren't.
Because you made me go in the store.
Right, because it was hot.
Yeah. And my skin burns so much.
Yeah. But anyways, what do you do at that point? I'll tell you what you do. You talk like a hick and you tell me your name's Joe Billy Bean Bob or something. And that's people in Alabama. A complete stranger will change your tire while telling you how much he hates your people.
Without knowing
that you are your people. Mm-hmm. And what do? Grab the rag, wash my hands, and watch him change a tire. What else could I do?
Sure.
Yeah. We're almost to Birmingham, guys. That's really what it's like driving to the city.
Remember the one guy in Naples? He was installing a fence and you helped him, and he was like, "You're what, my brother?" And he hugged you or something.
Oh yeah. I can't remember the story well, but there's a story where the guy hugged me and everything. My white brother, and he hugged me. I can't. What was it like? Give me the details.
It was in Naples. You remember that community, like near the house where we used to go look for metal and stuff?
Yeah.
Every week on Thursdays?
Yeah.
And we drive up, and you're talking to him about getting metal or something, and then you like tell him you're Cuban, and then he's like, you start working for him and you help him or something.
Yeah.
Because he was struggling with something.
Yeah.
And then he's like, he liked you.
Yeah.
You worked for him a couple times, I think.
Oh yeah. He hugged me and said, "You're my white brother." I'm like, "I'm Cuban, man."
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "I don't think he knows what a Cuban is." I don't think he's like, "No, you're white." You know, remember him? He was like, "No, you're white, brother." I was like, "Bro, I'm Cuban." He's like, "No, you're not a Cuban. Don't say that. You're white." I was like, "No, man, I'm Cuban." Oh man, Alabama is something else, bro.
Dude,
I was in Florida though. I was in Florida.
If you live in Southwest Florida, you know what a Cuban is. You've met Cubans.
Yeah, he was like, "Don't say that." No, he's like, he just wanted me to shrug it off. He wasn't gonna believe it. Yeah. Well, it's like they wanted me to join. I can't talk about this on video.
Oh no.
I need to get a Patreon where they can pay me to talk about stuff
I
like
set
this.
it up for you. You just need to start posting.
Yeah.
Me Pueblo Supermarket, the one thing that made Alabama worthwhile.
Yeah. There's a lot of Spanish people right off that exit. It's just like Homewood. It's like a nice suburban area.
Yeah.
I'll let you know how poor Alabama is when Spanish people live in the nicest suburb.
Yeah.
Alright guys, we're in Birmingham. Welcome to Birmingham. In fact, there's a sign right there, Birmingham city limits. Now you go from like nice suburban crap to like you in my hood, dog.
Yeah.
We should drive around the hood, won't you?
Would you be willing to drive?
Probably not. I think you should be the one doing it. Why should I be the one?
You have to do it.
You scared?
No.
What's wrong?
Driving for the last hour has like hurt.
Oh, you've driven for 1 hour, so you've driven.
Actually 2 hours.
Okay, you've driven from. You're still in the. You just now left.
No, with all the traffic come and
That's
go.
not in 2 hours.
Yeah.
Bro, I've driven from Tallahassee.
I know.
You can drive a little longer. Anyways, I want to do the drive around if we were going to do it, but I think we should just drive through the city. I think we passed on it today.
Yeah, traffic video. We've done a few traffic videos in the last few months.
Alright, I got just some close-up shots in there. There's a skyline right there. There's the pie line. I can't talk right now. Worst time you could ever call me.
Huh.
Who's gonna call again?
Oh, yeah.
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 I hope he takes a poop. Right? He didn't take an important video right now.
What?
It's an important video right here. Skyline and all that.
Okay. I don't need to get over. Just keep going.
Just drive right through.
Okay.
Let's just stay on 65 and head towards Huntsville.
Yeah. driving through Alabama every
all
month
the time.
this year.
But this time we purposely did an Alabama trip.
And we had a lot of great memories
Oh, this was a
with
great
the two
trip.
of us.
Well, I mean, this trip has been great. This little trip, I've enjoyed the day.
Yeah.
This has just been incredible.
There is one.
I might have some nightmares tonight, but
Yeah. There is one spot when we were living in Alabama that we both loved. That maybe after we do stuff tomorrow, we can head there.
I don't think so. The lake, the river,
Yeah.
the car can't go there.
Oh,
You gotta
yeah.
have a truck.
I've seen cars go back there.
Not this low.
Okay.
That's already, we already passed that.
Yeah. That place is breathtakingly gorgeous.
It is. Maybe some other trip.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be on this one.
You know, maybe one trip we could bring the truck and do that. When gas comes down tremendously.
Yeah, let's throw that in there.
Yeah.
Alright, so we're driving through it.
I don't think these gas prices are permanent though.
Oh, of course.
I've seen gas prices fluctuate a lot during my life. While this is probably the highest they've been, they do fluctuate, and eventually it will come back down. Like, look at 2020, how low the gas price was. Remember? Like, December, at the end of 2020, how low it was.
Scotty Kilmer just did a video about why gas was low and then and now.
Yeah.
The problem is, with the lockdowns, the whole world shut down. The United States barely shut down. There's countries that really shut down.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's what you don't understand. The United States is like 5% of the world's population or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not the whole thing.
No. There's countries with billions of people.
Yeah. And so those countries all shut down. For real. They didn't kind of shut down.
Yeah.
They really shut down.
Yeah.
Okay, they didn't just kind of shut down. No, they really actually shut down their country.
Yeah.
And with that, there's a lot of investment. Like, so simple. If you're in the oil business,
Yeah.
your operation may be a 4-year investment.
Yeah.
You can't use a 5-year, 6-year oil rig, right?
Yeah.
If somebody's worked in the oil industry, they can explain this better than me, okay? I'm not an expert on this. A lot of people in the United States don't understand why gas is up. Scott Kilmer did a great job of explaining that. And he has no agenda. He just said it how it is. He said, and it's true, because the oil industry, if you've worked in oil, you can explain this better than I can. These are investments that take, 4 or 5 year lifespan. That's it. Then you got to spend billions more to redo it. So with the that garbage bags out, nervous, be careful.
Yeah.
With that slowdown we had, a lot of companies went away.
Yeah.
And not only did they go away, but those who invested in oil invested their money in cleaner energy, seeing the situation. So now this is kind of like a backlog effect of what happened, not so much of what's going on now.
About 4 years ago.
Yeah, when the lockdowns first came through, not even that far. So now, and even before that, the oil companies, they'll drop the oil price. Okay, here's the timing of the situation. When all that time that gas was low, the reason gas was low isn't because of one particular pipeline or anything like that. The reason gas was low on a global level, not just in your backyard, is because the big oil companies, there was a lot of new investment in the oil industry. And I mean a lot. I mean, like, there's a lot of small individual nations that started to do oil. So they dropped the price of oil for 3 years to starve out those new companies that started. So when you make an investment in oil, it's into the billions of dollars. And you have to recuperate that investment in 3 or 4 years. Because the equipment doesn't last that long. The equipment has a lifespan, from technology, metal that corrodes, etc., etc. All that equipment has a lifespan, okay? And that lifespan of that equipment, after 3 to 4 years, if you're not making money by then, you're out. So what the big oil companies did is that they were in the process, a bunch of new countries and players entered the oil industry. And what they did is they dropped the price of oil for that time period. They're trying to starve out a bunch of new companies, and that takes several years to do it.
Yeah.
So now, the big oil companies starved out all these little investments, and then they locked it down. So what happened with the oil industry was there's not enough production.
Mm-hmm.
And to ramp up production, you need investments that take years to plan and years to execute before they get their investment back. And that is something that people don't understand. People talk about gas prices are up, but they don't understand
the reason behind it.
Right.
Yeah, like I said, it ebbs and flows. I mean, different scenario, that same scenario over and over again. And, you know, now they're trying to switch people over to electric cars, but the oil industry isn't going like that, so it's
not even the oil industry, it's the investors.
Mm-hmm.
The investors knew it was a bad timing, so they took their money elsewhere.
To electric cars.
Yeah, or whatever it was, you know. Technology companies. So now, to add to that, there's another company. The investors were the ones that make those investments. Many of whom lost a lot of money in other countries throughout the whole world. So that's what people don't understand about oil. But people are so dumb, they only believe what they hear. And to be honest, oil prices started to go up before. Many people are blaming it all on one person. But if you look at oil prices, they started to climb before that.
Yeah.
And the chain of events that led to the price now started out 6-8 years ago when a bunch of smaller oil companies started to enter the scene.
Yeah.
And the big oil companies were like, oh, we're not going to have this. This is our territory.
Mm-hmm.
But people like to believe the narrative they like to believe. The economy, especially in oil, there's a delay on that. But people know how to masterfully fool people and make them believe whatever they say. But if you're smart, you see the bigger picture. It's kind of like if you walk up to a police officer and you see the police officer beating a black guy. And you're like, oh, the police officer's doing police abuse. And everybody goes and helps the black guy because the police officer's a jerk, right? Well, if you knew that black guy was beating up an old lady and robbed a bank and went on a high-speed chase and threw a baby out the window, maybe perhaps if you knew all those details, you'd help the cop beat the guy up for doing all the things he did. But you're showing up and you're only seeing one frame of that video. Imagine if here's a video, a 20-minute video, that shows this guy getting into a police chase, throwing a baby out the window, beating up an old lady. It's just a horrendous act. And then for the last 2 minutes of the video is a cop beating the crap out of him. A cop that risked his life and saw a bunch of people get hurt. If you only see that last 2 minutes of the video, then you're going to understand that cop's a jerk. But if you saw the whole movie, you might say, huh, let's go help this cop beat the crap out of this guy. He deserves a good beating. And that's the way media works. They show you the clip that they want to show you. They don't show you the whole picture. And when it comes to oil, there's a whole picture of how the economy works, how those investments work, and the lifespan of all that equipment. And those investments, they're not investments. Like, you can't just invest in oil today and then 7 years from now start production. That's not how oil works. You got 3 to 4 years or whatever time span you got. And if you've worked in the oil industry, you can explain this better on the video. way better than I could. But that's how it works.
Like with an apple pie, do you just see the apple? No, there's more ingredients than just the apple in apple pie. You've got sugar, you've got cinnamon, you've got pie crust, you've got all this other stuff going on.
Like with Alabama, people only talk about what happened in the 1800s. There's a bunch of great stuff going on here right now.
Oh yeah.
You're not
Those
seeing.
houses are nice.
That's like the one we had. Except for we had a concrete floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what? One day I'll have a house again. That is my home. I'm not there yet, but I'm going to enjoy the ride along the way. And I have housing and food and
No, you're going to get a job along the way. That's what you're going to get.
Yeah.
It's free rides over.
That's
Talking
right.
about you're going to enjoy the ride. You're going to enjoy a new job. You got me, man. You got me all messed up. How about you want to enjoy the ride?
No, like...
No,
what comes along the way. I have my things taken care of, and I'm going to be working toward having new things. But there's
like a new
more.
job at a Kmart.
What?
Kmart.
The only one I know of is like in my Kendall.
Kendall, man.
Right? Kendall?
Kendall.
And I'm wearing clothes today from the Kmart. Huntsville, 77 miles.
Got that Bama down there. We are far north of Birmingham now. I'll make it a 1 hour long video. There's not too many 1 hour long videos on Birmingham. Hi, Dodge Ram.
I might actually get one.
A job?
No, a Dodge Ram.
No, you're gonna get a job. Is what you're gonna get.
Burn.
You keep talking about spending my money, buying houses, buying cars. When you gonna talk about getting a job?
I don't get to talk about it.
You ought to start doing about it. Not even talking about it. You ought to just do.
Jose.
Jose,
We are in Alabama right now.
I was just
scream-
drop you off on an exit and scream Jose.
Yeah.
That's cruel.
Scream, this guy's Jose.
That's not nice.
Well, then you better be nice when I'm driving in Alabama.
That Bama down there. We're almost to Coleman. How much gas we got?
I have a tank.
Half a tank.
Yeah.
Yeah, this thing is so economical. It's incredible.
I know, right?
You know, I noticed that the videos that I had that got flagged were all an hour long. You think maybe when they browse for people to hit up with stuff like that, they do it to videos that are an hour long, we should probably just cut it. Yeah, I think so. An hour of driving
But
time.
we got through that.
We'll get through them, yeah.
Yeah.
And now we have contacts that can get us get through it even better.
Yeah.
Next time we have this problem, we can go straight to the source and be like, hey, same problem again.
Same problem. Same
Problem,
story.
Same solution. You've approached the end of your mail forwarding period. We're still having that?
Oh, gas mileage just keep going up.
What I don't get is why the sun's north of us. Shouldn't the sun be south of us? We're heading north. Why is the sun over there?
Do you have our destination plotted?
I kind of have an idea. Traveled a little bit today. Our hotels in Nashville are really expensive.
Yeah. I thought
Was there a new hotel in Nashville when we stayed?
yeah, but it was
Right,
good.
it was right downtown, right?
Yeah, but it was like the most uncomfortable place I've ever stayed. Even though it was brand
Yeah, I
new.
remember where it was at. Yeah, here it is. Wow, $200 a night. Okay, what is summer? So yeah.
Yeah.
Let me see what Huntsville was.
Empire, Alabama.
Empire, Alabama. This one right here is for Empire, Alabama. Boom. The phone's like went black screen. I don't know why I did this. I've never had to do this.
It's just the brightness.
Here we go. Oh, here we go. Okay. I never had to do that. Oh, guys, there it is. 1 hour of Birmingham. I hope you guys liked it. That's a pretty cool video. Long drive through Birmingham. Make sure you hit the like. We're out, guys.